Day to you, Cancer. Welcome to Reading with Meenakshi Tarot. This is a general reading for you for the week of the 3rd of October. So, hope you guys are okay. So please remember, this is a general reading, so don't try and force this reading to fit. If this reading is not resonating with you or you're not feeling a fit with it, just leave it there and look at your moon, your Venus, and your rising signs. Okay, Cancer. So let's see, what does Tarot have to say for you? I'd like to thank those of you that have subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Those of you that are just watching, thank you for that as well. Okay, interesting cards. Let's see what's going on here for you, Cancer. Oh, okay, there's been a little bit of a situation for some of you. Some of you going through some stuff. And I see that you yourself are at a place where you are very grounded. Many of you are very grounded and feeling very self-assured of yourself, of your accomplishments. You've got this earth energy that's come up here, which is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Could be part of your chart, could be somebody in your space as well. And you've got Aries energy as well here. So you could have an Aries person in your space as well. You see that there has been a situation that there has been some disappointment. Some of you have had a falling out in a love situation where you've had to deal with somebody who's been very childish, who's been very demanding, who's been very draining. We see that the situation has been a very unpleasant situation. There has been a lot of conflict, a lot of drama, a lot of heartache, a lot of emotional undermining in certain instincts for some people. There has been manipulation. There has been somebody being extremely difficult. It's as though some of you guys, Cancer, have gone through a tremendous heartbreak situation. Deceit, deception, pain. There's been lies, there's been arguments, there's been feeling this intense loss, this intense sense of being undermined. There's been breakups in family relationships. There's been heartache. This is some of you are in the space where it has been quite tremendous. This pain that you've been experiencing has been so tremendous, and I actually want to move away from this right now, Cancer, and I want to draw some more cards, because what I'm seeing here is somebody who has actually, I'm actually speechless, because this is intense. This is so intense. It's deception in love that has brought a lot of heartache and pain and has undermined your confidence. It's like, even though you've been confident and assured about things in so many ways, you are feeling so undermined. You are wondering whether love is meant for you or whether you can ever find this love. But I do know Tarot has a further message for you. One can never just look at things on the surface. Let's just see what decided to jump out here for you. Definitely a love situation. A love situation that has come to an end for some of you. I see Gemini energy here as well. So something that has been very awful, very traumatizing, that has come to an end. The cycle has ended. And sometimes, you know what, we cause ourselves a lot more heartache. It seems as though some of you have stayed in a situation longer than you should have stayed. And this is what has caused you this trauma and this heartache, and a situation that has disempowered you on so many levels. This is extremely drastic here, what has happened. Aries energy again, definitely some of you have been involved with an Aries person. I mean, this all flipped over. All of this flipped over. This just, I don't need so many cards right now, but it's definitely, I mean, if you look at it, guys, this is all about intense heartache. Some of you have made some choices that have not been in your best interest, and things have been really very, very, very intense, very disappointing. Some of you could have been dealing with a very difficult younger person. Sometimes too, you know what, we have these older people that behave like children, who can be very, very disturbing with their behavior, with the way they want to do things. So we're looking at earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So you could be dealing with somebody where you may have had to be very harsh with or very strong towards. Some of you, so there's a lot of things. It's not just what I'm seeing here. Okay, It's not just about a lover situation. It could be also a friendship or some kind of other relationship, definitely some of you in a family situation where there has been this discontentment, could be with a child as well, or could be you dealing with somebody who's an adult who behaves like a child, very childish in their behavior. So we see and you've had to make some very difficult choices to end certain situations, or to put some things, cause it to come to an end. There has been a lot of dissatisfaction that has happened in your situations. There could have been, you could be feeling, in the situation where it's causing you to doubt yourself in many aspects. It's causing you to have unnecessary fears and anxieties about things. So we see you going through this, Cancer. Cancer, with all of this, I'm just taking a moment to look at all of this before I carry on, because I'm literally having to change my gear looking at this. This is a situation where, if this applies to you, there has been terrible deception here. There has been, a situation where there's been a lack of support, where I'm seeing that you've had to deal with somebody who has become arrogant, somebody who has deceived you, literally pulled the wool over your eyes with regards to certain situations. You've expected people to be there for you, whether it's emotionally or financially, and people have just lied, and it's really put you in a really difficult place. And looking at this, and I actually just hit a pause for myself to just reset and say, let me just align myself here looking at this reading. Cancer, you do have choices to make, and you do need to realize that you have the support that you need around you, and you need to know when you need to reach out and ask for help. And it doesn't mean because you have dealt with somebody who has been, especially when it comes to love, and I'm saying that because especially when it comes to love, you have dealt with somebody who has been really quite devious. You have dealt with somebody who's got this inflated sense of self in many ways, and it's just been difficult. I mean, you need to make some choices now. Whatever assistance you thought that was forthcoming emotionally or financially is not going to happen for you. So you need to rethink your situations, you need to rethink your strategy, and you need to move forward. You do have help, but you need to think about what it is that you're going to do, and how is it that you are going to do what needs to be done. And it's so easy to get a little caught up with the drama and think that, this may or may not happen for you, but it's going to happen for you. I mean, you've got the Ten of Pentacles here, that if you can just let go of that disappointment, you can turn your situation around. There's, sometimes, Cancer, sometimes it's upbringing, sometimes it's environment, where you start to rely too much on other people, and you forget your own strength, your own ability, your own power, your own wisdom. And some of you could have just given your power away in these situations. And I mean, I was like, wow, okay, this was really shocking. It was really shocking. I mean, this seems to have been a very painful situation, Cancer, that some of you have gone through. Maybe people have given you this false sense of hope, but things can change. Things can change if I mean, you just need to reach out. You need to discern who is really people that are there for you. There's a lot of choices and options that is open up for you. So you need to just be aware of this. You've got the Star card in reverse. You've got the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. The Star card is Aquarius, and you've got Temperance, Sagittarius card. So what we are seeing here, that some of you are, you could be dealing, there is this energy that has been quite deceptive, and you could be dealing with people that have been quite difficult, and you could also be dealing with people that have not been cooperative and have not helped you move on. But there's a lot that is required of you, Cancer, to move on within your situation. There's a lot of answers that is required of you. there's a lot of bliss and happiness in your situations at the same time as this emotional chaos. There's like certain areas of your life is really thriving and certain areas are not thriving. You need to realize that you need to bring that balance of, where your areas are thriving. You need to bring that to all parts of yourself. There's a situation where there's things that have not worked out for you, where there's this disillusionment about dreams that have failed, but you are able to move away from this drama. You are able to reconnect with somebody from the past. But you also need to be very mindful that you should not have expectations of other people right now, and rather look at creating this balance within yourself and how is it that you can fix this. It seems to be a situation of relying too much on the next person. This is like a very personal situation in terms of how you're looking at things. You need to know where to draw the line, Cancer, as in terms of what do I keep asking support for? Where do I need to be supported? How do I need to be supported? How do I need to support myself? And some of you most probably just need to allow yourself to evolve through your situations and learn your lessons in your situations and grow up within your situations. Like I experienced a situation in the not too distant past where somebody had asked me this question about that, where things are cyclic. We don't realize that. We plant the seeds to our successes and to our failures as well. And Cancer, you could have been investing in a situation and you were consciously doing something that you knew was not in alignment with your highest good. And by consciously carrying on with that, whatever it is that you had allowed to continue has had repercussions. Those, the seeds you sown has grown, and the fruit that you've had to eat has been bitter fruit. And that is the consequences of your actions and your choices. But this is saying to me in this reading that you need to grab hold of this and say, okay, I did this. I need to learn from this because this is a consequence of what I did. I brought this upon myself. You know what, if you, sometimes, we don't realize this. We do something bad to somebody else because we are either afraid, and we are afraid that maybe somebody's better than us, or we are afraid that this person might shine so bright and take away our own light, or we do something to somebody just to trip them up so that they don't succeed, to give us an advantage to move forward, or to get what it is that we want, that we think we deserve. And, the consequence of that, Cancer, is that when you do something like that, you are going to reach a phase in your life where you have to accept that you're going to have to eat what you have grown. And now you are going to have to eat this. And this is where some of you have been at right now. And it's a difficult place to accept, okay? And how you need to look at this is that I need to learn from the situation, because what we don't learn from, we keep repeating. And the reason I'm saying that is that you've got 3 magician cards here. 3 magician cards here. Are you need to really look at this. This is a very serious, this is, if you look at this card very carefully, it's got, see the Serenity. I mean, this is cyclic. This for me is cyclic. And this is saying to you that if you're going to repeat this behavior of pattern and you don't learn from what has happened here, you don't learn from, investing in the wrong situations and just thinking about me, myself, and I, and not thinking about the bigger picture, you're going to end up in this situation again. So you need to think very carefully, Cancer. You cannot make choices that are only going to suit your needs. You need to think of yourself in a collective, in a collective environment, in a collective solution. You can't always not want to be uncomfortable. Sometimes this growth and this change is going to require you to expand yourself and to be brutally honest with yourself to create this change, because there is a lot more that you have to deal with. You are going through a situation where there's a lot that you are going to have to deal with. I see, Cancer, and it's a lot of things that, that's a lot of things you're going to have to deal with. There's a lot of truths that you have to face. Our ego is a terrible thing. It can mislead us. It can give us, an idea of things the way we think it's supposed to be, and it's not like that at all. And so you need to take responsibility for what you've done. You really need to take responsibility for what you've done and the role that you have played in the chaos that is around you right now. I know this is awful. Most probably some of you would have just pressed stop. Maybe many people just pressed stop and said, I don't want to listen to this. And that's a problem when we say we don't want to listen to things that are a little bit harder than we'd like to hear, you know, then we become very emotional. I mean, you don't want to hear, oh, you don't want to hear this, you don't want to hear that. And I mean, that's it. Financial constraints, you're facing dire financial constraints for some of you. Things are really looking, some of you are going through a situation where there is this financial situation, but you also need to realize that you need to look at how you're spending. If you are being extravagant in your situations, and I'm saying that because you do have blossoming abundance, and I see envy here, which means that sometimes it's not about you not having enough, it's that you're not having enough for the luxuries that you want. You're not managing your financials, and you're not realizing that you have it within yourself to be able to create the future that you want. You need to look at what you are investing, and you need to open yourself up to realize that there is this connection with others, not just with yourself. You need to connect with others, not just those that you know in your immediate circle. You know, it's very easy to love people that you like, but it's harder to love people that you don't like. So this is where you are at right now. You need to look at your situations, and it's easy to do the things you like, but not easy to do the things you don't like. So this is it. This is where you're at. You need to look at, you have a lot of abundance in your life, a lot of good coming towards you. But if you're going to continue to have this attitude of envy where you're thinking everybody else has it better off than you, nobody knows what it is like, nobody knows your struggles. Everybody has struggles. It's how you approach your struggles, how you say, how do you move forward from the drama that you have been experiencing. And I mean, this card anxiety, yes, there's a storm outside. The woman is looking extremely worried and tense. So you could be stressing about things that you don't even know if it's going to even come knocking on your door. You know, if you put yourself in order, if you pull yourself together from everything that has happened, and you take responsibility, realizing your connectedness with everybody, realizing the opportunity for expansion, and moving away from this envy, but rather saying, I'm thankful for what I have, having an attitude of gratitude, you will see there's going to be so much change in your situations. Okay, let's get some more cards here, Cancer. This is extremely intense here, Cancer. This is extremely intense, but let's see some more cards here. Okay, what jumped out here? Okay. Solitude. Distant thunder. So some of you really are having a situation where you need to clear the air with yourself. You need to spend some time in solitude. You need to spend some time in silence. Some of you must probably spend some time in prayer, spend some time in meditation, take a walk, have a quiet moment. You know, just do that and allow yourself this opportunity to realize that there is this situation that is unfolding, and there is this things that you do need to sort out, and you do need to take some time to prepare your mind, your heart, and your soul, your spirit in terms of what is going on, where is it that you need to be, and trust that there is this divine plan that you need to take responsibility for yourself, your choices, and your actions, Cancer. And know that this path that you may have to take is going to be a path that you've got to journey by yourself. You will not have others on this path with you, but this is a path that you need to take so that you can get to the other side. So a lot of you may need to get to situations where you need to sort out some conflicts that was at the base here. You need to sort out those conflicts. You need to come to terms with yourself about things that was done, and you need to allow yourself to move forward and trust the divine plan. Okay, let's get another card here for you, Cancer. Let's get another card for you. This is very, very intense, very, very shocking. Okay, let's see what more we have here. Oops, let me put this away. This is called Blue Flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. You know, Cancer, when you get this card, some of you could be going through, whatever traumatic situations have been unfolding in your life right now. It's actually been an awakening for many of you. Whatever has happened, whatever's come to light, the reality of your situation has come to light, and it's been an awakening for you. And it's actually, it's a good thing. You know, I always believe that, you know, when this chaos situations unfold in our lives, it awakens us to being in a false sense of security, or going down the wrong path and doing the wrong thing and allowing this wrong action to continue. You know, they say, if good men do nothing, then evil will continue to prosper. And maybe your seeds have been planted in your life through prayer, through meditation, by your parents, your grandparents, or whomever has prayed for you, where prayers have been out there laid upon your life. So if you've been going down the wrong path right now, some of you have been, obviously from what has happened, there's been total chaos. And this intervention has happened to say to you, you know what? There has to be this awakening, and you need to revisit your situation. Some of you could have also been having some visions or some dreams, or I know generally people from the West find it very difficult to understand these spontaneous awakenings, but it happens, and it can happen to anybody. You know, it just happens, and it can feel very scary when you're going through this, when they're going through this awareness, because it's a connection. It's your spirit self that is rising up and is saying, you know what, I don't want to be where I'm at. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing, and I feel that I'm not growing where I am at. I'm not doing the right thing, and I need to change where I'm at. I need to change what I'm doing. This is what this activation is. It's awakening you to the fact that you need to allow yourself to get to that point of great healing. And too often we don't allow that healing to happen. Why? Because you're carrying on this negative path. And this card is saying to me here, you know what, you need to realize that you have this great potential for healing and upgrading your life. And you cannot upgrade your life on somebody else's tears and misery. You cannot upgrade your life on your own tears and misery. And if you have done things to cause your own tears and misery, own that situation. This is what this awakening is about. You know, if you have hurt somebody, if you have stolen from somebody to get what you have in life, if you've taken the bread out of somebody else's mouth so that you can prosper yourself, you will face the consequences of that cancer. And this is what this reading is about. You will face the consequences of bad choices that you have made. So you need to be very, very understand that people glamorize awakenings. Oh, it's not a glamorous process. It's a very messy process, and you need to understand that it's a very difficult process. You really have to let go of the way that you are thinking about things. You need to let go of how you think things are supposed to be. You literally have to take everything that you know and throw it out and start again. And it's not easy. Most people don't want to do it. Most people don't want to do the work for the awakening. They don't want to do, looking at themselves and actually saying, you know what, I really did some shit in my life. I was bad. I did a wrong thing. I shouldn't have done that. And a lot of people don't want to do that. So Cancer, if you want to be that person that wants to be honest with yourself, and you want to change yourself, and you want to listen to this awakening that is happening to you now, accept this and really do the work. Allow yourself to surrender to this awakening and to fix and to allow this healing to happen at a deep cellular level for you. It's time to integrate. So Cancer, there's a lot of work in store for you right now. If you are prepared to do it, it's going to be hard, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. When you get to the other side, I've also been through this, we look at ourselves, we've got to look at ourselves with honesty, we fix ourselves, and we've got to move on. We've got to be good people. We've got to serve our purpose. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Please remember to hit the like button. Please remember to subscribe, and please remember to share my video. So please take care, Cancer. Thank you and goodbye.